Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, head currency analyst. In this video, we're going to take a look at the top currency pairs of the week, and we're going to focus mainly on these major currency pairs in particular this week. And starting with the US dollar index. Now, the US dollar index is a basket of currencies against the US dollar, typically showing us the strength of that US dollar, and we can see that on the weekly time frame we have now come into this key resistance zone between 9970 and the closes here around about 9915. So the market's in this area, so I don't really want to be buying the US dollar anymore at this particular point, because when the market's at a resistance level, we typically look for the market to reject that area and potentially pull back, or if the market breaks through, then we assume that this area of resistance will act as support for a move higher. So really just sitting on my hands this week in regards to looking at the US dollar, apart from a couple of the currency pairs which we'll go over in a second. But looking at the daily time frame, I know it's early on a Monday session, starting to see that early rejection, but I do expect maybe a retest of this 99.40 before seeing any kind of further downside. I'll have to see how the market shapes up here, because we are oversold on the RSI. If we get a couple of bearish days, maybe that will trigger some sells on the dollar into this 98.40 level, where I expect a potential continuation of that dollar strength. Or even if we get down into this sort of 98.20 level, that to me would be a good area to look for these dollar signals to kind of continue. So anywhere in this sort of zone would be ideal for buying the US dollar. At the moment, we're in a resistance zone, so we could see that dollar lose a bit of strength. Now, that means looking at sort of the euro US dollar, you can see that the market has moved quite significantly lower, and we looked in the market wrap that the fact is the market is actually at another key support point. So this is where it could suck a few retail traders in to this area for further shorting opportunities. But like I said, I don't like that anymore. I don't think that's the good area to look for that trade at the moment. I actually expect a little bit of a pullback on euro in line with what we're seeing on the dollar index. So don't rush into any euro US dollar sales. You may still get some euro weakness across stronger currencies like the New Zealand dollar, but you know, I wouldn't really look for a selling opportunity, on euro dollar at the moment. What we may actually see is some kind of consolidation here. At the moment, we do have like a mini sort of double bottom pattern, and if the price breaks that 4-hour swing, there could be a potential further upside to come from euro US dollar in the short term. So very much correlating that dollar index and euro dollar together, but we could see obviously another pull, triple bottom, maybe a breakthrough, and then the key rejection, maybe hunting those stop losses below this area. Okay, so keep an eye on that. I would expect the market to find a little bit of support this week. Like I said, everyone's looking to short the euro dollar. The sentiment is very strong to the downside at the moment, which typically does reverse in those sort of situations. So just be really careful with that. I'll be watching this weekly time frame closely. So like I said, sitting on my hands with euro dollar. One currency pair that I don't want to sit on my hands for is Kiwi, and the reason being the strength and weakness chart this week. Let's see if I can just pull this up. Hopefully it does come up onto the screen. The strength and weakness table this week does show, if I just zoom right in, does show us that the Kiwi moved quite significantly, and we spoke about this last week in the market outlook. When markets are at these key reversal points, these sort of extremes, we typically see a reversal. Okay, -6 on Aussie as well, reversal. All right, we've got euro and pound now at similar sort of territory. So are we going to see reversals in that? So are we going to see the euro starting to gain a little bit this week off the back of that? So, you know, this is why we look at these currency strength and weaknesses is to give us a little bit of an idea of what could potentially happen in the market. Okay, so let's just minimize that, get back to the screen. What I like about Kiwi dollar in particular, if I just remove these for a second, is the fact that we have that bullish weekly close. The market's moved quite significantly these past few weeks. This is obviously the risk of coronavirus and things like that, the risk off market really pushing Kiwi lower, and now we have this really nice rejection of this supporting zone, false breakout of the zone, also suggests a little bit of upside to come in this market. We're going to the daily time frame. We can see this sort of inverse head and shoulders pattern forming where the market creates a left shoulder, head. Are we seeing the right shoulder coming at this support level where we could see some upside with the potential of the market kind of finding this resistance zone through here is what I'm kind of looking at. I'm keeping a good eye on sort of the 8-hour, 4-hour time frames. I like this sort of consolidation here. I don't feel like there is many sellers coming through at the moment, so I'm really watching this 8-hour trendline resistance, and if the market can close above that, I'll look to execute some long positions. So watch for the trade of the day. We could be looking for long positions in here on Kiwi with the opportunity to trade a little bit higher up. If we take the sort of neckline resistance from the head and shoulders pattern and kind of plot that just in there, we can see that that kind of heads us up at these previous lows that haven't been retested yet. So that's what I'm kind of looking for here on Kiwi dollar. Nice reversal setup with some upside up into that 6.580 sort of level, 6.560, 6.580 zone. Okay, so that's what I'm really looking at here. This is a great currency to really watch with some potential upside to this market. So I'm going to leave it there. Those are the couple of charts to focus on. Keep an eye on that Kiwi. Look for that potential Kiwi strength against those weaker currencies. And thanks for joining me, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.